Good morning and happy Christmas. It's Christmas Day. I can't believe it's already here. My apologies for being a little bit late. My sound was giving me grief, as it sometimes does. But Merry Christmas. I hope wherever you are so far, today has been wonderful to you, or as my husband likes to say about today, Happy Feast of the Incarnation. So it is beautiful and snowy here in Maine. I'm looking right outside the window and I can see the branches are so incredibly heavy with snow. In fact, some of them yesterday were really leaning a bit. And it is either snowing right now or we're just in a little bit of a lull. It began snowing again this morning and I'm looking out, and it's hard for me to tell out the window at the moment if it's snowing or not because I'm a little distance away. I thought about setting up right in front of the window, but sometimes that doesn't actually make for the best lighting. But it is definitely a white Christmas here. We got about 8 inches yesterday. At least that was in the afternoon when my husband Jim went out and measured. I think we got more by the end of the night. And then today we're due to get substantially more into the night as well. But friends over on the coast got, let me think, hold on, 24 inches, 2 feet of snow yesterday in some areas. It's amazing the amount of snow. So, but today we are here to begin our very first day of the 12 days of Christmas and opening our boxes. There it is. So we finished the 8 nights of Hanukkah last week. And today we are carrying on with the 12 days of Christmas. So the theme this year for 2025 is woven in words. You can see right there, woven in words. And it is similar to our 8 nights of Hanukkah, and that they both celebrated the literature and the stories of the season. Not all of it is full on literature, some of it was folklore for the 8 nights of Hanukkah. So I'm anxious to dig in to the 12 days of Christmas and see what we've got going on today. I've got my trusty tea here. I have a scratchy throat again. So please indulge me whilst I drink some tea as we go through this. But I hope wherever you are, you've got something cozy if it's cool outside, or something cool if it's warm outside, and that you're all curled up and comfortable while we chat a little bit and go through our 12 days of Christmas. All right, I'm going to open up my box today and see what's in here. We'll do this today. We'll see all the extra things. So, of course, we have our exclusive coaster made just for the 12 days of Christmas for 2025. It has the theme on there, woven in words, and our Olive and To You logo. There it is, a trusty coaster. I know some of you actually collect these, and I love that. Then, of course, we have our 12 days of Christmas insert that has some information for you. And remember, you've got this QR code here. So all you have to do is open up your smartphone's camera and scan it. A link will appear, and you click the link, and it will take you to the landing page where there's more information about today's yarn and sort of the inspiration behind it, and what piece of literature that was the inspiration for that day's, whether it's yarn or a notion. So you want to check back there every single day. Now, I will tell you, I'm loading that information typically in the morning. And that means if you don't want any spoilers, don't go there until you come here for the opening. We'll get spoiled together as we open up the packages so we know what's in them. And then you can go to that page and read all about them. And I'm including links, typically a link that you can purchase the book or what have you on Amazon. I am an Amazon affiliate, so anything you purchase that way does earn me a small commission at no additional charge to you, and I'm grateful for that support. But then I also provide a little bit of background information and sometimes a video link or two or three that will give you videos so you can learn more about it. I said this on the 8 nights of Hanukkah videos. I consider myself a lifelong learner. So anytime I can read something or learn something about another culture or another piece of literature or really anything at all, I count that as a win. I mean, I've been known to read the back of boxes, and when I was a kid, I literally read encyclopedias. Long story, don't ask me. All right. Inside, of course, you've also got the little QR code that we include with most of our orders This is actually meant for you to keep. So you've got one close by so you could always get to the Olive and To You website quickly and easily. Or you can share it with a friend or drop it at a Starbucks or someplace and help to spread the word about Olive and To You that way. Another little goodie here. You've got a little bag here. This is a little extra. We typically like to include a little extra something, something with our bags every year. I love this. And this year it's an ornament and it says hot cocoa and books. There it is. And it's got Christmas themes on it. And you've got a bear just kind of hanging out in a cup of hot cocoa like it's a hot tub. How cute is that? The back side is the other side of it and it's mirror image. So that's not the side you want to put out on your tree or wherever you're going to put it. You want to put the correct side out. You could probably figure that out without me telling you that. But I love the little bear, hot cocoa, and books. There's your ornament for this year. Okay, I'm ready to dig in. So we've got our tissue paper here. We can dispose of that. And of course, inside are all of your individually wrapped packages. There they are. And much like the 8 Nights of Hanukkah, those are exclusive stickers that we designed down here, the day stickers, just for these boxes. Those are our originals. So I think that's kind of fun and a little personal touch. Okay, let's open it up. See what's inside. I'm gonna ask you, like I asked the 8 Nights of Hanukkah folks, do you open yours with me? Do you open it all at once? Or do you sit down and open them individually on your own, maybe with your coffee in the morning? I'm in love with this colorway. Okay, Prologue in Pine is today's colorway. Look at all those beautiful greens. Oh, I love it so much. Let me take the cuff off of it. Nice green colorway. So you've got a little bit of brown here, and you've got some lighter shades of green. It's definitely variegated, and it goes to these really rich, my lighting is not perfect, these really rich, rich colors of green, hues of green. So it's beautiful. It's got some variegated colors with it. I'm already thinking this would go great with pecan or pecan, our wonderful brown that we have in the shop or some other colorways that might be coming up soon. So Prologue in Pine. It is beautiful. So today's very first colorway, very first package for day one is based upon the book Little House in the Big Woods. And you might recall that book was written by Laura Ingalls Wilder. And their Little House in the Big Woods was built in Wisconsin, if I'm correct. And the book kind of starts that Little House series. Deborah says she opens her packages with the lives. I love it. So, Prologue in Pine, the book opens in the heart of winter, deep in the Wisconsin woods. And she paints such a vivid picture of life there in the woods with the trees and the moon and just sort of living really close to the earth. And there's definitely some Christmas stories in there. And so, Little House in the Big Woods, Prologue in Pine. You can almost, when you're reading the words in that book, see kind of the snow dusted trees like I'm seeing here. You can almost hear the crackling fire. And so this is sort of this colorway is evocative of the woods. I love it. I can't wait to see where this box is headed. I I've told you before, of course, I know the basic journey of the box, but I never remember what is day to day. And so, like Kim says that she opens with the lives as well. I'm opening it live and I get to be surprised also. So, very excited about this. Do you have any plans for your 12 Days of Christmas box? Or if you were one of the ones who did the 8 Nights of Hanukkah box, I'd love to know if you have a plan for those as well. All right. I am keeping my discipline. I did this with the 8 Nights of Hanukkah boxes. I'm gonna put the colorway and the goodie, for each day back in the bag because each day as we journey together along the 12 days of Christmas, I'll be doing a recap so we can see exactly where we've been and with excitement can journey together to the next step. And then we can see how the colorways sort of evolve together. We'll find out if they coordinate or if they're different. And that hopefully will help you start considering what projects you might do with your 12 days of Christmas colorways. So I'd love to know if you have any projects planned. Now, I've said it, but I'm going to say it again. Of course, our early bird pricing is available right now for our 12 Days of Christmas and our 8 Nights of Hanukkah boxes for 2026. So, 12 Days of Christmas, the theme next year is Winter Maker's Almanac. And we're going to be looking at a little bit of lore, a little bit of earthiness, and that sort of thing. And I'm very, very excited about that. That does not mean that all the colorways are necessarily going to be earthy colorways. That's just sort of the general gist of the theme. And then Maker's Lights, 8 Nights of Hanukkah for 2026. Now, this year, you have your choice of 3 bases to choose from. You'll be able to choose from Minis and the Big Hank in either our Twain base, our Play-Doh base, or our Rawlings base. Our Rawlings, we've never had a mini before in the shop, but now we will specifically for these boxes, and it has been named Plath, sorry, after Sylvia Plath. She has always intrigued me. So that seemed like a good one. So Plath is the name of the mini for Rawlings for next year. And then, of course, your large Hank will be Rawlings. And new this year as well, new the listings open this year for next year, you also have the choice of adding a coordinating project bag to your box. So there are a couple of options for your 2026 8 Nights of Hanukkah and 12 Days of Christmas boxes. Now's the time to order. Get in on early bird pricing and save a few bucks. You can scan the QR code on your screen right now. You can always check your newsletter because the most recent newsletter has the links as well, or you can simply go on the website and choose the word almanac, believe it or not, and that will bring up both of them. So many of you have already started purchasing your boxes, and many of you have actually purchased both boxes with coordinating project bags. So you're going to be getting quite the haul next year in bags and yarn and all the beautiful things. Very excited about the theme. We've already started work on it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Kim says that she has not yet picked a project, waiting to see more colors. That's smart. I'm a big believer that sometimes you have to wait till the yarn tells you what it wants to be. I know there are people who've started projects and even midway through have been like, you know what? I just don't think it wants to be this shawl. I think it wants to be socks, or I think it wants to be a sweater. So it's good when you're listening to what the yarn tells you it wants to be. I'm very excited. I woke up this morning and started my day knitting on my king salmon sweater. I know some of you have said that you've been watching and you're interested in starting your own. I'm loving this sweater for so many reasons. I'll show it to you Saturday on the live and show you the progress that I've been able to make. I'll also tell you, because I think Christmas and the holidays at the end of the year is a great time. I mean, this is really typical, right? It's a great time to start looking back, reflecting on the previous year, and considering where you're going on journeying into the new year. I've never been one to do like New Year's resolutions. I think for me, that has a tendency to set me up for failure. When I was younger, I'd make a resolution and then, I don't know, I might last a week. And then I would just spend the next couple of weeks feeling bad about myself for not keeping those resolutions. So, what I've started to do instead is kind of a riff on that. It's very similar, but I've started to spend some time reflecting on the previous year and just thinking, quiet thinking time, no music, no TV, no conversation, just sitting and thinking and considering what has worked for me in the previous year. What has served me well? What has made me happy? What has helped me to get closer to being the person that I want to be and to have my life look the way I want my life to look? And then, in contrast, what hasn't served me well this past year? What have I either intentionally or unintentionally included in my life or allowed to creep into my life? I think most often that's what it is, that, excuse me, that has not worked well for me, that has either brought me discomfort or anxiety or has drawn me further away from the person that I want to be. And then doing that helps me to consider the coming year and what I want that to look like. Well, one of the things that I realized upon starting some of that reflection already is that I typically, for the last several years, have started my day getting up in the morning, grabbing my phone, and I'm immediately checking email, checking social media, and doing all that. And honestly, feeling some pressure because of the fact that the business that I'm in, I love providing good customer service, but I kind of did that on overkill. And I realized recently that it was not serving me well, that it started my day feeling a bit anxious, feeling like I was already behind the eight ball, feeling like the day was already filling with tasks that there was no way I could complete them all, and realizing that that just wasn't serving me well. So I have begun changing that habit. Now, when I wake up in the morning, I don't touch my phone. It charges next to my bed, but I leave it there and I do what I need to do when I first wake up. I toddle out to the living room. My husband is wonderful and makes me tea every morning. And I sit and have a couple cups of tea, and I've been knitting in the morning as a quiet, gentle way to start the day. We typically light our oil lamps or some candles in the morning as well. And it's kind of a nice, slow, peaceful start to the day. So I've already started to make that change. I've been doing that for about a week now. And then later, around 9 or 10 o'clock, then I will pick up my phone or go to my laptop and sort of really begin my workday. There are those who may say that's a bad idea because I maybe am not as responsive as I used to be, but I will get to those emails. I definitely want to still provide good customer service and I still want to be responsive, but I am a better person if I don't start with that anxiety in the morning. So that was me being vulnerable right here on YouTube. I hope as we go through this journey, you will share with me maybe in these days things that you reflections that you've made and perhaps things that you want to do to move you closer to the person you want to be or things you want to sort of carve out of your life that have effectively moved you further from the person that you want to be. So, I think it's a good time of year to do that. So I'm very excited about all of this. I'm very excited that today is Christmas. I think we're going to take a Christmas walk later, maybe do a little filming. We thought about maybe doing a little video Christmas card. We'll see how that works out. I wonder what you're doing today. Excuse me, if you'll be sticking around close to home and reading books that you may have received or watching Christmas movies, spending time with family or friends, or maybe just hanging out by yourself. Because honestly, I think it is a great time of year to just spend some time by yourself and for reflection. So I hope whatever you're doing today brings you great joy. The good news is, or maybe the bad news, the good news is I'll be back tomorrow, typically at 10 a.m. I set a timer this morning, so I knew I had it going on and to make sure that I was here for the live opening. And I'm really, really, really looking forward to being here again with you tomorrow. I'm Michelle. I'm with Olive and 2U Studios. This is my channel for the business. I'm typically here every Saturday at 9:30 in the morning. And if you haven't already done so, I invite you to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Give us a thumbs up. That's really, really helpful. Just know that I am so very grateful for all of the support of our Yarny Use. Down below in the show notes, you will find links to 12 Days of Christmas, 8 Nights of Hanukkah for 2026, as well as the ways to email me, find us on the web, and be part of a wonderful, thriving, peaceful, creative community. Merry Christmas, everybody. I will see you tomorrow. And if I don't see you then, I'll see you beforehand in the Yarny Use. Take care and have a wonderful Christmas afternoon.